Ta-da! Welcome back. This is, I suppose it's going to be episode number 3 or part 2 of episode 2. I don't know, something like that. We'll work it all out in the editing room, which is actually my kitchen table. You remember yesterday we started making a guitar box guitar, cigar box guitar, not a guitar box cigar. Okay, and I'll show you my diddly bow. Made a modification on it, see how it doesn't make that shit sound anymore. Fixed it. And so we started making that cigar box guitar. We're working on the neck, and I did that sash joint, and here it is. It's all glued and clamped and all that good crap. And now we're going to see if it worked. Take these 2 pins off here, these clips, get off. Uh-oh. Right, got them off. Put these up. I'm still here. I'm just putting these up. Alright, sorry about that. Right, here it is. Well, you know how I said yesterday, make sure you put a piece of wax paper or something down so you don't end up gluing it to your bench. Well, that's why, because I fucking glued it to the bench. Alright, so there it is. Pretty successful. Pretty much. It's not too shabby, you know. Have a look at that. Look down the barrel of that. Straight as a freaking straight thing. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'll pull out these nails. I don't want to leave them sticking out of the bench the whole time. That's not my luck. I'll jag myself on them and bleed. And I got that old man skin, you know, tears real easy, so don't like that. Right, so there's that bit. Where's the thing? Right up here. Put those screws back. They'll come in for another day. Right. So now that bit's done. Now I'm going to get myself a little block and some sandpaper, which I've got right here. I'm going to start with pretty coarse grit because I want to smooth those edges out somewhat. So I'm looking for 150, that's 60. Go. 60 grit we'll start with. Here's my little block that I like to use. It's nice and flat. And good tip. I haven't got one right here at the moment, but if you get a cork block or a sheet of cork and you glue it to a piece of wood here, it makes your sandpaper last a bit longer than just wood does. Because it just does. Gives it a little bit more cushion for the thing. Okay. Just going to smooth out these joints a little bit, because you know you can still see the line a bit in there. It came off a little bit crooked, but a little bit of a rub down and they'll come out pretty good. So, still going here. It's unfortunate because it's really not taking that much to clean this joint up. So I guess for somebody who doesn't know what he's doing, I did it pretty good. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of people out there who are watching this, you know, and cringing and carrying on and, you know, screaming at the monitor or the screen or whatever, saying, that's not how you do it, you're doing it wrong. Ooh. Well, you know what? If you know how to do it right, make a video, post it on YouTube, and educate me, alright? I'm always open to learn new stuff. Just don't go hating. I'm just trying to figure out the best way I can do it. If it's wrong, well, it's wrong. But if in the end it works out, is it really wrong? I know, deep, right? Right. Have a look at that. Look at that, pretty nice. You see a little bit of the glue's left there. That's got to be smoothed a little bit more. So that's coming out good. These sides here, you can hardly tell that there is a join there, but that's as strong as you're going to get. That's better than a kick in the face, right? Can't hear you saying right. Okay. Right, now the next bit is, see this? 1x2 poplar, remember that? Alright, well that's what this is. And because this was cut from the same piece, so that's also an inch thick, and it's in actual fact 3/4 of an inch thick. That's the finished size. It's 1 inch when they take it out to the mill and then make it all pretty. By the time they finish making it all pretty and smooth and square and everything, it gets smaller. So it's 3/4 of an inch by like 2 5/8 or something. I don't know, a bit smaller than what it says on the wrapper. Anyhow, the machine heads won't reach all the way through this 1 inch, so I've got to thin that out somewhat. So I'll have to take that down halfway, which I probably should have done before I glued it on here, but it was a bit daunting how I was going to glue it and how far to cut it, stuff like that. So I figured I'd wait till it's on there and then remove that bit and see how that works out. So this is where I'm going to have to, you know, rely on guessing pretty much. And there's my dog barking at people. Can you hear that? Yep, that's Belle. She's protecting me from the evil neighbors. And oh yeah, when I was reviewing my footage from the last episode, I noticed that you can hear my fan that's up there blowing air around, keeping me cool out here. Because let me tell you something, it's hotter than Satan's tape in this shed. Alright? So that's why I got the fan going. If you can hear it and it disturbs you too much, well, use closed captions. I don't know what that is. But I think if you just ignore it, you can't hear it. Alright, now I had a straight edge around here somewhere, and of course I've gone and lost it. Put it in a safe place, that's what I did. So I'm going to have to try it out with this. It's not really my first choice. Okay, so the actual measurement is 3/4 of an inch thickness. Right, so I'm going to take it down to 1/2 inch. So I'm marking it here at 1/2 inch. And then down here at a 1/2 inch. Flush on that edge. So you know, if I've got a tongue sticking out, that makes it a lot easier. If you've got your tongue sticking out, that shows how you're really concentrating. You're trying to get it right. Einstein used to do that, you know, stick his tongue out a lot. Look what he did, he made a bomb that blew up the fucking world. Pretty smart. Right, so now I'll line up these 2 marks here with my straight edge. And then I'll take conceal. Make that line nice and clear. And then with this straight edge here, going off the neck, I'm going to go like that. So it's going to be something like that. You see that? See? This line here is straight, so it comes straight off the back of the neck like that into the headstock, and then that line there, it's a 1/4 inch from the bottom. That's when I'm going to take that bottom piece out, and then this will make the headstock to the correct thickness that we need. I'm just going to mark this all the way around now. Use my handy vise here, and if you turn it the right way, it opens. You know that? If you turn the handle the right way and the vise opens, you're doing something right. Especially if you want it to open. Get in there. And then you just clamp that sucker back up again like that. Fancy dancy. Now, put a 1/4 inch here. 1/4 inch here. 1/4 inch here. Und ein 1/4 of an inch right there. Probably could have done this without clamping it, you know. But can't always be perfect. Can't always be right, can I? Especially as far as my wife's concerned. I'm never right. Any of you guys out there who are watching this, if you're married, you'll know what I'm talking about. Right? Testify. Alright. And now one more little line here like this. If I can get this fucking sit still for a second. Alright. La-di-da. Now, I've just had a thought. Rather than cut that straight to there and then make the sharp, like, have an angle so that there's a line there, I might round that out a little bit. What are you barking at? Oh, sorry, dog's barking again. That's something else I'm going to have to edit out, maybe. Right, so instead of having it like coming there and then having a actual corner line there, I think I'm just going to round this down like that. So it's kind of curvy. I think that will look better. So now I have to figure out how to transfer that on the other side here. Always making things more difficult for myself. Bell! Bell! Hang on a sec. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm going to have to edit that bit out because that kid out there was walking around with his dog and it was upsetting my dog and it was making too much racket. And, so, yeah, well, who cares, right? Am I a professional video maker? No. So, take a pill. Alright. So how am I going to do this, you might ask? And I might ask the same question. So what I think I'm going to do is, if I can get this snugged up, this is my tilting. This is my Stanley vice. By turning this, I can change all the angles and stuff, and you know, like about hold anything. So now I'm clamp this sucker up here to hold it straight, and open this up nice and wide enough to take a hold of this little bugger right here. We'll go like that. Trying. Ah! Keeps moving. That's as good as it's going to get. And then lean them back. Ooh, don't worry, I'm not going to drop you. Alright, get my saw. See, remember I showed you that one yesterday? And then, all the way across here, I'm going to cut down on that line. A bunch of times. So this is going to take a minute. So bear with me, or hold on, or go and get a cup of coffee or something, or maybe, this is going to take a minute. So I'm just going to pause here right there for a second. I'll come back when I finish cutting all those and show you what to do next. We're back. Now, that's what I've done. Alright. I've cut like a gazillion little lines all the way along here up to the edge where I'm going to trim it off. Then, oh, and another thing, right? I collected all this sawdust. Hang on. Put it all down to one corner there so you can see it better. This lid seals actually pretty tight for a cigar box. Right, see, I've saved all this sawdust in the corner there. Right. That's come out of these cuts. Because in case I make a mistake and cut too far down or cut a little, make a little crack or something, like I did here, I went a little bit too deep on that side. I can fill that with some glue and some of that sawdust and patch it up. Nobody will ever know, except you and the million people watching this show, this episode. So, there you go. Right, now what I was going to do, and I probably still should, although I don't know, I was going to get my chisel there and knock all these little fellas off here, but I'm going to try and see how I go with this bad boy here. So I'm going to go back to plan one, take my chisel, which is around here somewhere. No, not that one. Where are you? I love that one here, that's the other one. See, this is why you should be organised with your tools and stuff. Right, because then you can find them when you need them. Right. And my wooden mallet for tapping this is gone, so I'm just going to have to use a regular old roofing hammer here. And knock all these fuckers off like that. Exciting, isn't it? I can hear all those actual carpenters and woodworkers and all furniture makers and luthiers, that's the name for guitar makers, looking at this and screaming and saying, "No, you're doing that completely wrong, you're an idiot." Well, that's okay. Like I said, if I'm doing it wrong, well, there's a better way without going to buy $1,000 worth of tools, which I haven't got that money. Then make your own video and show it to me, and I'll be grateful to have learned something. Otherwise, shutty. That, my friends, came out way easier than I thought it was going to. Still got some work to go on there, but got to figure out a better way to crank this thing like that. See, I knew I never had any doubt. All right. So what do I do? So like this right here. And that sucker down. See how good that clamp? It almost holds something. Try it again. Right. Loose this off. Wait a minute, loose this off here. See, you can take this whole thing off. It's got clamps and bolty bits everywhere. See, I can put this on this way. You clamp something in that, like that. All kinds of good stuff. Just have to be careful these rubber bits fall off. That's to protect your wood and stuff. Right. So now I've got that, I can chisel away a little bit better here. I'm going to get a sharper one. Yeah, that's pretty much what you do. Right? Knock it away at it. Be alright if it stands still with it. Yes, I know that I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. But I didn't even ask you to come here and watch. Well, I kind of did. Oh, maybe. But as long as nobody loses an eye, right? Oops, that's it. Deep. Right. That's not bad. Then grab your handy wood rasp here. And do like this. It's supposed to come along like that. You probably don't like the way that this piece of wood's dancing around, you know, how I'm doing all this, and neither do I, but can't think of any other way to make it hold still. That's actually coming out pretty good. Right, then reach up here and grab the wrong box. Yep, that's the wrong box. Dropping everything. Don't panic. Take one of these. Do a file. Do it. There's a round one. Oh, that's a completely round one. Right. Hang on, I'll be right back. See, told you. And then, just in case, I'm going to keep all these little bits of sawdust here. You never know when you might need a little bit to fix up a mistake. Right. So there. Right, there it is, roughly trimmed down. You can see that now. All right, that's pretty even. For, you know, for somebody who just eyeballed it and hacked away at it like a lunatic, I think I did pretty good. I still got to. I'm going to get the belt sander out in a minute and tidy this up, smooth that up a bit, and maybe around these corners a bit, and just give it a bit of a tidy up. And then that will be ready for the next step, which will be to measure and cut the fretboard, stick that on, and then cut off the excess at the end here, because the fretboard is going to be like 20, well, the scale is from here, about here, to 25, to your bridge where your strings come out of, right? And that's going to be 25 inches, so that's about that far, right? So I'm going to have, it's going to go past that, maybe an inch, so I'm going to have this bit left over, which is going to get stuck under, hopefully it'll be long enough to stick under here to make what they call the heel of the neck. If not, I'll have to go and buy another piece of this stuff and cut a bit off and do that. Don't really want to have to do that. But, right, so, now, belt sander, there's a spot here. There's some crap out of the way. Oop. You put this flame on like that. Alright? He's pretty heavy, this thing. And some clown was spray painting something in their shed, in the other shed, and with purple paint. And somehow I got purple paint all over my thing. I don't know who that was. It was me. Right, so now, plug this sucker in here like that. Get in. Fire it up. It's going to get noisy, so you might want to turn the volume down. told you it was going to get loud. Something fell over and hit the camera stand before, and that's why it's all that shaky bit that happened there. But 18 minutes, wow. All right. So see, now it's all cleaned up, nice, pretty good. Got all those nicks out of it. Around to the top a little bit there. That's just eyeballing. I know it's not perfect. That's going to come later because I've got to go to the store and I'm going to get a dark veneer to glue over the top of this, so it will just contrast against the rest of the board. You know, just for aesthetic value. That you're surprised that I know what aesthetic means, right? I'm smarter than I look. Anyway, so now I'm going to rub these pencil marks off of here. So here. And there, we have a pretty nice, oh. See, now look, this is what I was talking about, see? Where's the camera? See right there? Hang on, let's get focused. See, there's that little divot there? Little chip that came out? Well, I was gonna try something. There you go, that's better. Got the divot out, clean this joint up here a little bit, clean that, flatten that more how it's supposed to be. That's looking pretty damn good so far. So, that's enough for today. It's part 2. Well, the end of part 2. And it's pretty good. The music that you've heard going in the background here while I've been doing all the non-talking parts and the long waiting around bits for that stuff. That will be music from my friend Francisco Navarro. He's a young musician or artist here in Indiana, although I think he might have moved to Michigan now. I don't know. But anyway, right, he's doing all my music for me. Well, actually, I'm using his music. He's not doing it for me, I'm doing it, well, we're working together, put it like that. I'm giving him exposure, he's giving me exposure. Like a mutual, beneficial, you know, everybody wins thing. Unless, of course, you know, this turns into a huge disaster and, you know, we all end up going to jail for some ridiculous reason. I don't know. Like, maybe the Illuminati will catch on. They're watching. Alright. So, keep your eyes on the skies, and no, that's when I do my UFO episode, sorry. Keep it in there. Next time I'll see you in the shed. This is Oz, and signing off for episode 2.5, 3. Alright.